Hey, what is up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Landen Mendoza, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make some fried rice with some sausage, eggs, and other ingredients that will make this so good. You guys can make this for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Any time of the day is good time to have fried rice. So let's just get into this. So first thing you're gonna do is get some spinach and then get some scissors or whatever and then just chop it up into very fine pieces. You just want to chop these up very small just so they can blend well when you do mix them into the rice later on. I already pre-cut mine, so we're gonna move on to the next thing, which is the garlic. So you want to take 2 garlic cloves, and it's very hard for me to take them out actually of the garlic, which I probably should have done beforehand. So I personally think that having more garlic is better than less garlic. So, you know, there's 2, and if you just want to add more, if you really love garlic, then go ahead, be my guest. But for now, I think I'm gonna keep it safe and just use 2. Once you have your 2 cloves of garlic, not 2 whole garlics, 2 cloves of garlic, you just want to take each one and then just, you know, just give it a little pat, just so you can definitely separate the skin from the insides of the garlic, which it gets kind of sticky and kind of stinky, so you better be careful that you don't really touch your eyes or anything that you want to not smell like garlic, basically. And once you're done peeling those, you just take your garlic clove and then you just cut up into very fine pieces, because you also want this to be mixed well when you put it into the rice and everything like that. So, you know, just, you know, it doesn't have to be very like precise or anything, as long as they're just cut into small pieces. And even if you cut any big pieces, you can definitely just like chop them later. Be careful to not like cut your fingers or anything. I haven't done that yet, knock on wood. But hopefully, you know, I never have to experience that, because I've seen a lot of people do it and I don't want that to happen to me. Get some pieces and maybe do a little fancy, even though I'm no chef at all. I'm just literally, I like to cook now, so. And once you're done and once you think those are good, you just, you know, just move them aside, and then you get the hot dogs. I just bought these from the store. They're just, you know, just ballpark franks, you know, American style. So, you know, you just want to take out 2, because you're going to need 2 for this recipe. If you really like meat, you can add more. Again, you don't have to follow any of the recipe, basically. You can cater it to however you want. So anyways, you just want to cut the wiener, and then I do it, you know, flip it on its side, and then I do it vertically again there until you get like 4 quarters, and then you just basically just chop them up. Nothing to it. You know, pretty simple. You can kind of go medium size with them or really small, again, depending. But I do like that there's like sometimes like a meaty kind of piece, you know, it just really brings in the flavor and stuff. So yeah. Then once you're done with that, you just go to the other one, and then 1, and then again there, and then you just, you know, chop them up. Again, try not to cut your fingers. And if you want to separate the garlic and the sausage, you can, you know, just put it into a smaller bowl, which is what I'm gonna do. Doesn't have to be fancy or anything. Okay, so we're gonna set this aside for now, and then we are gonna heat your stove top to medium high and just let the pan just warm up a little bit. And then while that is warming up, we can just start to crack our eggs. So you need 3 eggs for this recipe. You just basically just crack it, you know, try not to break any of the eggs, try not to get any of the eggshells in the thingy. It's funny because like I never really cracked a real egg successfully until like this year, and we are almost done with the year, but it's still crazy that it took me at least 23 years of my life to actually crack an egg for the first time without any help. Disgusting. And then if you just want to wash your hands, you can. And keep in mind that you have your pan over there trying to heat up, so don't forget about that. Don't take your time too much, but you definitely just want to, you know, just savor it in, because cooking is not just something you do. It's supposed to be like relaxing. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be interesting, because you never really know what the end result is gonna be like. And then you just get some black pepper, and then you just get a fork or a whisk or whatever you have, and then just start to mix it up. And if you need to add a little bit more pepper, you can. It's really up to you. There's no really solid rules for this because, you know, it's just fried rice. And we are done mixing, so that should be kind of hot right now. So I'm gonna be putting some vegetable oil. There's not a really set amount, but you can just pour it onto the pan. Actually, I think I'll bring you guys just here, so, because I'm not really gonna be using this anymore. The main focus is gonna be on the pan, so let's go over there. Okay, so like I said, you just wanna get your vegetable oil. You don't really have to do a specific amount, but if you want, you know, that's cool too, but it's not a Tasty Tuesday if I don't drop something, so. But anyways, you want to get your vegetable oil and you just want to basically just like pour it on. It doesn't really have to be a set amount. As long as you basically like try to cover the entire pan in vegetable oil. And I don't mean like submerge the pan in vegetable oil, but you definitely just want to make sure that it coats and just glistens the surface of the pan. If you think that is ready, go ahead and get your garlic cloves that you chopped up, and then you just, you know, you just put it in there. And then do you hear that sizzle? You're really cooking if things start sizzling, as long as it's supposed to sizzle. You want to get out a flat-ended spoon, wooden spoon. Then you just want to, you know, just spread it around. Some things will start flying, you know, which is natural. Then you just want to make sure that it's not too brown, but you definitely just want to make sure that all the surface area is kind of, you know, blessed by all the pieces of garlic that you chopped. Ooh, it's starting to smell like garlic now. So when you think that is done, you take your chopped hot dogs and you immediately just put them in after. Easy peasy. And for these hot dogs, you know, you don't want them to be, you want them to cook, but you don't want to cook them too well, because you still have to add everything else, and once you add everything else later, it will cook as you put the other ingredients in. So you do just still want to make sure that it's still cooked, so you definitely leave it on for like a minute, you know, stir it around. I don't know, I feel like I would consider this like more of a breakfast food than like a lunch or dinner, but this can honestly be done at any time of the day. You know, it still smells amazing. I still want to eat. I haven't eaten all day. Just want to let that sit for a little bit. If you want to add a little bit more oil, you can. You don't have to. I'm not gonna. Once you see that both of the ingredients are starting to turn a little bit like brown and a little bit golden, you just add in the eggs. You want to make sure you get all of them. And once you're done, you just put it away and then you start stirring. You definitely want to stir it around a little bit just so everything starts to like mix together, but you don't want to mix it like too much, because you do want to have some pieces separate. No, just give it a little bit of a minute or two, just so the eggs can definitely take their shape, and because you basically just want scrambled eggs. That's basically what you're going after here. If you do want to add some pepper, you can. Don't be afraid to have a little bit of spice in your life. And if you also want to add like some cheese in here, if you're doing this for breakfast, or you're just in a breakfast mood, you can definitely just add some cheese, you know, whether it's like Monterey Jack or Mexican cheese or anything like that. Just definitely make sure that you do stir it, because it's starting to form, which is a good thing. You just want to make sure and cover this. As it's continuing cooking, you want to add your brown rice. I just got the Uncle Ben's ready rice because I just came back and I didn't really have time to make my own rice, nor do I have a thing to cook my own rice in. So I'm just gonna be using this, which is perfectly fine. You know, it's still healthy. You know, brown rice is healthier than white rice, I think. So you just want to give that a little bit of a tear. And then once you think that's good, you just plop it on in. And then you also want to give this a stir as well. Ooh, do you hear that sizzle? That means that you're actually cooking. I told you. And if you think things are starting to be a little bit dry, especially with the rice, don't worry, because we're gonna add another liquid in a bit. You guys ever made fried rice before? Because this was technically the first real fried rice that I've ever made. Like, again, I just recently started cooking since I moved into this new apartment, and I really love this kitchen, and it's giving me more motivation to actually cook things and start Tasty Tuesdays, obviously. Once you feel like it's starting to, it's starting to cook, the rice and everything, you just basically just want to put all of the ingredients kind of in the middle. You definitely want to leave some room on the sides because you are going to be adding your soy sauce. And my mom got this, that's why there's a little bit left in it, and she used a good amount. So I'm basically just gonna be pouring this. You can add like a tablespoon or two. I'm just gonna eyeball it because I've done this enough times. So you don't want to add too much. You don't want all your ingredients to be bathing in soy sauce. But you do want to have a good sizzle, and you do want some flavor. Ooh, do you hear that? Ooh, it smells so good too. If you want to add a little bit more, you can, but just make sure you fold it in. You don't want only one part of your fried rice to have soy sauce, because it would really be off, You feel me? And then after stirring, you don't want to stir it too much, but after stirring it for like a minute or something, and you think that everything is cooked, everything looks nice, things are starting to not fizz as much, that it's really starting to cook. So, once you're done with that and you feel like everything is pretty much done, you just basically turn off the heat, and then you add in your spinach. And once you're done adding it, you just basically just fold it in again. So we've done with like everything. And since you turn off the heat, that's pretty much all there is left. So, and then once you think it's done, just let it cool down for like a minute or two because it's still piping hot. And yeah, probably just wash dishes or just do something for like a minute or two. Just let it simmer down. Let me just taste it a little bit. That's hot. That is really hot. But it tastes really good. Woo. And that is pretty much it for this meal. It looks good, right? I mean, like, you guys can easily make this. And again, you guys don't have to use any of the ingredients that I put into this. I just created this on my own, but you guys can definitely experiment. Just do what you want. And if you guys have done this or are planning to do it, let me know what are the ingredients that you put into this, because I'm really curious, because there are a lot of different types of fried rice that I have tried, and this is just a small portion of it, and I'm just really excited just to get into this and taste it. So without further ado, that tastes really good. It tastes really salty, but like not too overbearing. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this week's Tasty Tuesday. Come back next week onto my channel to see what else I'll be cooking up. If you guys want, you can follow me on my social media accounts. I'll be posting pictures of my creations and anything else that I find worthy of posting on my social media accounts. Give this video a like, subscribe, all the usual things. And until the next video, the hunger won't stop. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Boo! I can't reach. Bye.